Okay, looks like everyone's continuing to log in here. So we'll get started with some housekeeping notes. But first, I just wanted to say hello and introduce myself. My name is Lindsay McLean. I'm your West Coast contact for the Calliope Collective, based in San Diego, California. We're excited to have you with us this morning to learn more about Amrit Ocean Resort and also SCP Corcovado Wilderness Lodge. Before we dive into those presentations, just a few housekeeping notes. So all of the attendees are muted. So if you want to engage with us, you can always input questions in the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen, and we'll make sure to address those at the end of the webinar. Also, if you want to engage with each other, there's the chat function as well. If you're liking what you're hearing, you can give thumbs up and kind of give more feedback to the presenters. So with that, we will go ahead and get started. So we'll be hearing from Amrit Ocean Resort first, and then after that, Courtney will be sharing with us some updates on SCP Corcovado Wilderness Lodge in Costa Rica. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Janae Greer, Director of Sales and Marketing at Amrit Ocean Resort and Residences.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Janae. I am the Director of Sales and Marketing at the Palm Beach's newest resort in Singer Island. And we're so excited to continue our partnership with Preferred and all of their affiliates to represent us for the travel professional side. I am looking forward to telling you a little bit about Amrit. Amrit actually in Sanskrit means nectar of life. So focusing on longevity and wellness, and without your health, you don't have wealth, and all of the things that go along with all of our founders' visions. We are located on the private beach of Singer Island. So as a crow flies, it would be about 6 miles down to some of the focal points of Palm Beach that you might be familiar with, such as the Breakers and Worth Avenue. But we do have an intercoastal inlet that separates the two islands. So we're about a 15-minute drive from Palm Beach. Here's a little map. Really convenient, especially coming from the Northeast or any of our other Midwest hubs. We're just 12 miles from PBI, a really tall, small, quaint, easy airport to get in and out of. Fort Lauderdale, about an hour and 20 minutes from Miami. So our brand, so we are founded by an individual family, and we're independently owned. And he bought our land. It was a dilapidated timeshare that had been ravished by some hurricanes, decades ago. And he bought the land about 20 years ago. We sit on 7 acres. And for the last 20 or so years, he has been creating this vision that he had for the brand. And so we follow in everything we do, being a wellness resort, 5 key pillars, and we try to stay focused on each of those. So we have mindfulness, relaxation, rest, fitness, and nutrition. So everything can be tailored to your clients' needs and goals when they're here, whether they want to focus on sleep, fitness and movement, nutrition. We can curate special packages for each person based on what they want to accomplish. So like I said, over 7 acres, oceanfront on Singer Island. We have 155 guest rooms, and of those 155, 34 of them are suites. So the photo on the bottom right is our Junior Oceanfront King suite, and we have 2 of those per floor, and then we have intercoastal facing ones as well. Beautiful amenities. The bathrooms are gorgeous. They all have rain showers, a soaking tub. We carry Kadaj amenities in all of our rooms, including our spa. And then everything, like I said, is brand new since it was a new build and we just opened at the end of May. Something really special about us, in addition to being a beautiful luxury hotel right on the ocean, is our spa and wellness center is 103,000 square feet and it spans 4 stories. We have a combination of indoor and outdoor spaces. The bottom left-hand picture you see is what we call our Ayush. Ayush in Sanskrit means longevity. The Ayush is a hydrothermal ritual. So everything that is in the Ayush has to do with water, and we alternate the therapies of hot and cold water. So we have a lap pool, we have a cold plunge, we have a hot and cold we have hot and cold pools. We have an inhalation salt halo chamber and sauna and steam out here. So when you check in for the spa or any of your wellness services, you can choose what kind of ritual you want to do when you're spending your 90 minutes or 2 hours at the Ayush. So we'll tailor this for you. So if you suffer from arthritis, if you just come off an injury, if you want to focus on sleep, if you have inflammation, we can give you the right activities to do and how long down at the Ayush before you go enjoy your wellness treatment. On the right-hand side of that slide, is a hammam. We're one of the only hammams in a resort in South Florida. So this is a traditional Turkish bathhouse. This is a standalone service. So this is not like you could go in, you know, when it's included with a massage and you can steam. So a very wet experience. If anyone has ever done a Turkish bathhouse before, it's a really unique thing. Deep exfoliation and rain showers and steam and things like that, and you're guided with a therapist. In addition to having everything that makes a spa amazing, we have some really unique features on the side of technology. So on the left-hand side, we have a TheraLight bed. This is an infrared LED red light bed. So if you've ever gotten a facial and they've done a red light LED add-on, or you have the at-home treatment masks, this is a red light bed for your entire body. So really great for circulation, inflammation, collagen, even acne on your face, and also really good for your eyes too and your eyesight. So you don't wear any kind of protective goggles or anything. It's really good for every part of your body to absorb this light. On the right-hand side, we have a hyperbaric chamber, pure oxygen, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. We like to do the protocol of doing the red light bed first. It really opens up your cells, and then go into the hyperbaric chamber. Medically, hyperbaric chambers are great for wound care, recommended a lot for people going through chemotherapy and radiation. Aesthetically, again, pure oxygen, great for your skin, collagen, white blood cells. So it's a really fun thing. Great when you get off a plane to come do this, you have a lot of energy. This photo is our waiting room, our relaxation lounge. So prior to going to your treatment, we'll escort you up to the 4th floor, which is the top floor of the spa. And you wait here with ocean views and have some tea, read a book, spend as much time in here as you want. So the one unique thing that I always like to tell people in the industry is, because we're family owned and independent, normally you would never have a spa that has a relaxation room like this. You're usually in a dark place with no windows, and that's where you go to wait. But the vision is to make the spa and wellness center incredible, and it really is. Included with your stay at the resort, included in your resort fee, is access to all of our fitness programming. So we have 6 studios here. We have a 3,500 square foot main cardio studio, which is on the photo on the far left. Everything is brand new Matrix equipment. We have personal trainers on site. And then we have smaller breakout rooms. So we have a meditation room, a bar studio that we can do bar classes and mat Pilates and dance classes, yoga studio, and a sound bath studio too. We'll do sound bath treatments with the 7 chakras and 7 bowls. And then we offer various classes throughout the day. So we have a spin studio, so we'll offer spin classes. We'll do circuit training in the functional fitness room, which is the photo in the middle. And we'll do different things. It may be a beach walk or beach yoga in the morning, but all of the guests have access to all of the fitness programming throughout their stay included. Wonderful food and beverage here. We have 5 different restaurant concepts. We have a vegan restaurant, which is all entirely plant-based, called Air. Tula Restaurant is the restaurant in the photo, great ocean views. For being on the beach and living in such a beach community, it actually is very difficult to find oceanfront restaurants. They're usually monopolized by, luxury residential towers. So really wonderful restaurant. a 70-30 approach on a balanced meal. So that means 70% of this menu comes from plants, followed by 30% coming from animal proteins. And then we have a Lala lobby bar. Lala in Sanskrit means playful, so you'll see a lot of pops of color in the lobby bar and lounge. The plates are all shareable, meant to promote conversation and sitting together and really enjoying your meal. And then we have GB Marketplace, fresh pressed juices in the morning and coffee, and a wide array of things that you can grab and take with you. GB every afternoon does a tea service as well. So we've partnered with the Art of Tea, which is an Ayurvedic tea company. And you can actually do your own blends of tea based on what you like and what results you want from drinking your tea. And then really fun too, you can put them into cocktails. So if you wanted a chamomile old fashioned or something like that, we can get really creative with what we serve in our tea program. And then we have a really wonderful restaurant called Taza. Taza in Sanskrit means fresh. It's an outdoor restaurant, although most of it is fully covered from the sun, which is great. And it has 2 wood burning ovens, and everything hot comes out of those ovens. So along the lines of really great flatbreads, skewers, vegetable skewers, protein skewers, and everything roasted comes out of those ovens. And here's some pictures of the restaurant. So Tula in Sanskrit is balance. So everything has that theme. Lala being playful again, and here's shots of the lobby bar. So you can see, although the rest of the resort is fairly neutral and contemporary in design, Lala is where you see the pops of color. And Air, so this is, we've partnered with Matthew Kenny, who has some different restaurants in various Four Seasons around the world. He's opened restaurants in Dubai and London and New York and Los Angeles. So this is his menu and his concept. It has an open air demo kitchen, so very small, 16 seats inside, and then some various terrace seating, but you can see everything as it's being cooked. And everything that comes out of that demo kitchen is plant-based. And here's some pictures of Taza down on the beach, and it also does our beach service for our food and beverage on the beach. We do have meeting space for anyone that's looking for corporate or social events. We top out at about 225 in the main ballroom, which includes a stage, bars, and a dance floor. Great indoor-outdoor space. I always like to introduce our esteemed executive director, Reggie Cooper. Reggie's had a long history with luxury hotels and wellness and with preferred hotels and resorts. He most recently opened the Salamander in Virginia. If anyone is familiar with that hotel, it's a Forbes triple 5-star hotel. And obviously his goal is to make Amrit the same. And then he came from Canyon Ranch before that. So he brings a wealth of knowledge in the wellness space, how we want to set up the resort as far as to include the programming and things like that. And that's me. I have worked on Singer Island a long time. I've seen this island take shape. I opened one of the first hotels on Singer Island about 15 years ago, and super happy. I've seen this project being built for 5 or 6 years now, and I'm so happy to be here. Harvinder is our director of food and beverage. These concepts are all of his brainchild. He came to us from the Satai, has very high-end expectations and levels of service. We actually just won for Tula the 2024 Wine Spectator Award. So we're very happy with that and how our wine list has taken shape. And we do wine dinners every month and things like that that are included in resort programming that your clients can take advantage of while they're here. Akram is our executive director of wellness. He comes to us after a long history with the Four Seasons. If anyone has booked wellness vacations in the past, he came from the Four Seasons Westlake Village, who had acquired the California Health and Longevity Institute out there in LA. So very familiar. Akram and myself design all of our retreat programming too. So those will be coming online very soon, and Natalie and her team will represent us on that and be able to sell those. 3-day retreats arrive on a Thursday, leave on a Sunday. Each month they have a different theme, but all incorporating the 5 pillars of wellness. And then Akram and I are also working on, which will go live very soon, our all-inclusive wellness packages, which will be available for travel advisors to book as well. So starting at 3 nights, all of your meals included, 3 meals a day, all gratuities, service charges and tax, accommodations for 3 nights. And then based on our 5 pillars of wellness, your client would pick what kind of package they want. So if they were focused on fitness, every day they would do, a 50-minute session with a personal trainer. They would do an in-body assessment upon arrival. We might include a cooking class, maybe a Thai massage. So the packages are all very different. Recovery in the hyperbaric chamber. And then we always do an elective service too. So for 3 days, they'll have access to the Ayush. They will have all of their meals. They're a la carte. They can order whatever that they want off of the menu. There's nothing set for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then as we're designing the package, after they book and our coordinator reaches out to them, they might say, I really love reading a book at the beach every day, and we won't schedule them, anything from 10 until 2, and they'll do all of their inclusions in the morning and in the afternoon. And if someone was focusing on sleep, they would maybe do our flotation tank every day, and then maybe a private sound bath every night. So each of those packages are different based on the 5 pillars, but we're really excited to get those launched, and we think they'll be pretty popular. There's not a lot of all-inclusive options domestically in the US, so we're excited to get that going. And that is it for me. We're so excited. We're about 6 weeks in to being open. Things have been great. If you need anything, obviously, Natalie and her team can take care of it, but I appreciate the reach out as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Janae. Resort looks beautiful. Great. Now we'll pass it over to Courtney Watson. So Courtney, if you want to go ahead and take over.
Yes. Good morning. And wow, that was just amazing. So exciting. All right. Let me get this going. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we see it.
All right, perfect. Well, I'm Courtney. I'm the Director of Wellness Development for Corcovado Wilderness Lodge. So thanks so much for taking time. So we're going from Florida to Costa Rica. We are located on the Osa Peninsula. We are only 30 guest rooms, and we are a part of Soul Community Planet. So a lot of people aren't necessarily as familiar with SCP. So I thought I'd start off with just giving you a little information on our brand. So the brand, really, the name is the values and what we ingrain into all of our experiences. We have a collection of 10 hotels, primarily across the West Coast of the US, Hawaii, and then Corcovado is our newest property located on the Osa Peninsula. So it's all about experiences that nurture your soul, connect you to the community that you're in, and give back to the planet. So the give back piece is our Every Stay Does Good program. So what we have done is we work with different nonprofits. So really our points program is really giving back to the community and the planet. So we plant trees with One Tree Planet. We work with community partners like board riders, sea trees, and plant kelp forests along the California coast. And then we work with We Wellbeing and give back with resources to support mental health skills for the local community there as well. So I think it's just a really beautiful program that we have, and any stay that your clients have with us in Corcovado will give back to that, as well as in Oceana, which I'll talk a little bit about. So our lodge, as I mentioned, is 30 guest rooms. We sit on 89,000 acres, 189 acres, surrounded by 250,000 acres of Corcovado National Park. So you've got all of these ancient rainforests that are surrounding you. This spot within the Osa Peninsula is one of the only places that has never been developed, forested, used for agriculture. So we actually work with a lot of regenerative partners to look at the soil regarding restoration there. And it's just a really, really special place. You're surrounded by scarlet macaws, giant ancient trees, and it's a little bit of a journey to get there because of our location. So what you would do when you arrive is you fly into San Jose, and then from San Jose, you have two different options. So I know a lot of your clients may be making a journey out of this where they're experiencing some other parts of Costa Rica before getting to the Osa Peninsula. So you can either drive into Sierpe and take a boat that takes about an hour and a half to get to Corcovado, or you can fly into Drake Bay. So you have two different options there. We do have private charters that we can arrange for your clients if you'd like, if it's a larger group, or really Sansa Air is the best flight that's going to take you down there, and it's only about a 30-minute flight and beautiful views. So when you arrive to Sierpe, if you're coming by car, we have our boats waiting for you there. The parking is complimentary if they're renting a car and coming down. If they've got a transfer, obviously they just meet at our lodge. We have refreshments there and different things to eat. You arrive and you walk down to the boat and take about an hour and a half boat ride through really, really beautiful mangrove forest. It's actually the largest mangrove forest in Costa Rica. So it is kind of this nature tour that you're going through before reaching the ocean. And from the ocean, it's about 30 minutes down to get to the property. From Drake Bay, we pick you up at the airport. We have our guides that pick you up there, and you pull up your pant legs, you walk through the water, you are greeted by our guides on the boat. We obviously take care of all of your luggage, put it all in dry bags, whichever way that you're doing your transfers over to Corcovado. And then you've got a 30-minute boat ride down beautiful, pristine coastline of the Osa Peninsula. So this gives you an idea. When you get to Corcovado, you actually take a smaller boat because you're going through a lot of different rock upcroppings. And this is how you arrive to Corcovado. This is our little beach here. So you're greeted by our guides. You come off again right into the water and walk your way up onto shore. So it really is this eco adventure right from the beginning. It's really, really special. So you're walking up, we have some waters waiting for you up there. You rinse off your feet, and we actually have electric golf carts as well as a tractor to bring you up to registration. On registration here, you're set up with your rooms, let know where your rooms are, what your room code is, and then you're brought over to the Jungle Bar for some different refreshments. And depending on arrival, typically everybody arrives right around lunchtime. So we take care of all of your bags. We put your bags in your rooms, you check in here, and then you can go and just relax at our Jungle Bar and have a cocktail, have some lunch, whatever it is you may want. So the property up at the Rainforest Village, which I'll talk a little bit about, we kind of have two different villages on property. This space, we have two different pools. So we have kind of our main pool right off of registration, and then we have our jungle pool that is just that. You walk down about 75 steps down to this spring-fed pool surrounded by the jungle. I've had the opportunity to be down there a number of times, and just about every time I'll see different monkeys and forest birds all just around this area. It's really spectacular. As far as dining is concerned, so the Jungle Bar is on the right, as I had mentioned, and that's where you can have lunch served there. You can really have any meal during the day served there. And then during the afternoon and evenings, we have Terra Kitchen, which is pictured on the left here, that has spectacular views of Conyo Island. We have plant-forward menus. We also work with local farms and local fisheries where everything is really sustainable and very mindfully produced and served to everyone. I really love the Bosca Bar, sitting in that jungle bar in the morning and having coffee and just listening to the sounds of the jungle. It's really, really spectacular. It's amazing to be in the middle of Corcovado National Park and all of that nature. You can see here, this is sunset, absolutely beautiful. This was set up obviously for a larger group that we had coming in for sunset that evening. But a really, really spectacular place to see Cano Island, which is a marine sanctuary, and to watch the sunset. So I mentioned our two different villages. We have the Rainforest Village where our bungalows are, and then we have our Ocean Village, which is where our tree houses are. The Ocean Village is our newest piece. So we have 20 of our Rainforest Village bungalows, and then we have 10 of our ocean villas. So all of them have air conditioning, all of them have been reimagined. The Rainforest Village is closest to registration and the pool space, but they're all pretty easy walkable areas to get to. So these have all been, you know, freshened up, brand new bedding, just beautiful, kind of minimal as far as the design is concerned, and windows that surround the entire room. So you're getting that beautiful experience, and they're all standalone as well. Our Ocean Village, the way that we built these, I mentioned that they're tree houses, so everything is built on stilts as well as the boardwalk. We wanted to have the most minimal imprint as far as the jungle floor is concerned. So these platforms help with that. So you are walking down platforms to each one of the ocean tree houses. So you can see there on the right, you've got really large windows. They're actually a canvas exterior with air conditioning, as I mentioned, and these beautiful terraces that overlook the ocean with outdoor soaking tubs. You can see on the left here, we also have an indoor-outdoor shower with screened-in spaces, and they're just really beautiful. I love the material that they use on the outside because you can still see the light coming in. So you've got all these shadows of the jungles. You'll very often see lots of different wildlife that's walking by. I've seen tapirs when I have been over in the Ocean Village, coatis. I saw an entire family one morning sitting out there. So you're really surrounded by nature there and have these amazing views of the cliff sides. These are the Rainforest Village is more family friendly, where this is an adults only experience, mainly because you can see the balconies and such. It's just set up a lot more for couples, and bedding obviously as well too. And you've got these amazing hammocks out there. And what I love about it is it's like even in the warmest days, the breeze comes through. You're able to sit out here and relax and be shaded by the jungle. So we are all inclusive here. So we have a minimum three night length of stay. And part of that is just because of the experience itself. So you're getting all of your meals included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're getting on-site bird watching with our guides that are always there to help you. When I first went, I was like, so where do you see all the birds and where do you see the tapirs in the park? And one of the general manager, actually, he said, we're in the park. The animals don't actually know that there's a border between the park and where we are. So I thought that was kind of funny and so true. I've seen amazing wildlife there. We have trails that are extensive. I think it's up to 12 miles of trails that you could do just right on our property. And then we also have our half-day excursion to Cano Island, which I mentioned is a marine sanctuary. What's really lovely about that is we have a nonprofit that we work with in Oceana that does an entire educational program, talks to you about all of the wildlife that you're seeing as you're going out, and then also goes out and snorkels with you. We have it hiking, as I mentioned, and we also have our guided hike into Corcovado National Park and all of the entry fees. So all the entry fees for Canyo as well as for Corcovado are all kind of arranged and taken care of. And you work closely with our team where we need passport information and all of that sort of stuff to get everyone registered before they stay. So when you're going out on the hikes, we have rubber boots set up for everybody and walking sticks. Our guides are really, really well versed. This is Luis. He has the largest vocabulary of bird calls I think I've ever seen. It was amazing to go, and he calls the birds, and then it's so like what their calls are, the birds actually come in. So numerous times he would hear something and then be able to either use your binoculars, or he has a scope and you're able to really see some amazing wildlife. This is actually just right on a trail that is right in the on the hotel grounds. So it gives you an idea. Like, we have these signs here because it is truly the protected national park that we are surrounded by. So we have 3 different types of species of monkeys there. You see the puma quite often. The puma actually shows up quite often in the rainforest village, which is really amazing. Just recently, they spotted an entire family of cubs and everything that were just hanging out right outside the rainforest village, which is amazing. And for people that are really kind of on like the safari type experience within Costa Rica, the tapir is one animal that everybody wants to see. It's very large, and that bird is actually one of its best friends, and it's called the caracara. So you'll always see the caracara with the tapir, which I think is amazing. I mentioned a little bit about In Oceana. So they have offices actually and a research facility that we have built for them on our property to research where we are, which is one of the most biodiverse places on the planet, and one of the spots that they've named a Hope Spot by Mission Blue as a critical area for overall ocean health. So they're there and create experiences on their way to Canyo Island to go snorkeling. We also have some different experiences off of Canyo Island that you can go and do with them. Where the Osa Peninsula is, it's one of my favorite stories about this area, is it is one of the few places in the world where both the southern and the northern hemisphere of whales migrate to. And so one of the experiences you can do within Oceana is you can record whale songs, and they've been doing this for quite some time, and they've realized the whales speak 2 different languages, which I think is so beautiful, and it connects humanity really to the marine life that's there, and gives a really special feeling. We also spot sea turtles, and they record them based on different patterns on their heads and their shells. And then beyond kind of all of this nature experience, we also have some really exceptional retreat experiences. So we have our own SCP retreats where we bring in instructors. I also work with a lot of different retreat leaders that will bring the retreats to us that are open to your clients as well. We have beautiful spaces that you can enjoy. We actually have a partnership with Anima Mundi, which is this really amazing organic herbalist that has created teas, tinctures, different powders and such to go in smoothies. And she does some really amazing experiences for our guests there as well. And the practice spaces are unbelievable. So if you do have anybody that's looking for this, we do yoga on a regular basis here overlooking the ocean. We also have our jungle platform, and this jungle platform is right at the base of a 500-year-old tree. So you're just surrounded by the jungle, obviously. And another experience you can do is our tree net experience. So this is about 200 feet from the forest floor, and you can either climb yourself, or we have experiences where you can be brought up and you can sit on this tree net looking down. I've done it myself, and it was unbelievable, and also made me realize that I'm more of an earth person than an air person. But the sunset, this is actually a picture I took. The sunset was unbelievable from up there and quite the experience. People have seen sloths up there, just kind of hanging in the trees while they're watching the sunset. You can have morning coffee up there. So that's something that you can arrange with our concierge team there as well. We have a spa on site, which are beautiful cabanas overlooking the ocean. I recommend doing this at sunset. You've got incredible views of the bay, incredible views of Conyo Island, and the sunsets are amazing up there as well. And again, you know, with 189 acres of this pristine space, you're the only ones there. 30 guest rooms, so it's a max of maybe 75 people that are going to be there at any given time when you're there if the hotel is sold out. So there's many times that you're walking and you're on the beach by yourself, you're on trails by yourself. It's a really, really special experience, and amazing caves, amazing sunsets, and just really immersed in nature. So I just want to thank you so much for your time and for your support. And thank you so much, Lindsay and Calliope, for everything that you do for us. And I look forward to working with all of you. Let me know if there's anything we can do for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Courtney. We actually have quite a few questions for you.
Oh,
So we'll
good.
take care of those now. One is from Joe, and he says, "How is the weather in mid-October in Drake?"
Mid-October is fairly good. It's kind of coming out of our rainy season, but actually this October we are closed. We've closed for the month of October to just do some general maintenance of the hotel, and we'll open back up on November 1st.
Great. The next one is, what are coatis?
Oh, coatis are like these little, they kind of look like raccoons with longer noses and a big long tail. You may have seen them in Mexico as well. I've seen them in Mexico before too. And their tail is kind of striped. They're adorable.
Cool. All right, the next one is from Brenda, and it says, "This reminds me of an African safari. How do the prices compare?"
The prices are not as much as an African safari. And it's funny that you say that, because that was one thing that we talked about and the owners talked about, is this truly being kind of a safari experience in a lot of different ways. So depending on the season, you're looking at anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a night. And all kind of depends on the season.
Okay, great.
Everything included.
Yeah, that's a great value. Okay, last one for you is, what does it mean when the whales speak two different languages?
So they recorded the whale songs, and they've recorded the migration of the southern hemisphere whales, and they've recorded the migration of the northern hemisphere whales. So the whales that live in both hemispheres of the planet. And what they've figured out is that the calls are different, and they figured out that they're literally different languages that they're speaking, which I just think, I mean, it's just like us, right? Everybody speaks different languages all over the world. So I just love it.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you, Courtney. All
Thank
right,
you.
we will go ahead over to the questions for Janae now. So Janae, we have a question from Brenda. It says, do you offer site visits? We have a few questions actually. Do you offer site visits? Do you offer travel agent rates to experience? And what's the best time for both? You there, Janae? Oh, she might be unavailable right now. Okay. Well, what we'll do is I'll get all the answers to these questions, and then we'll go ahead and follow up individually to all of you that had questions for Janae, unless she pops back on. But the next thing I wanted to just cover, well, thank you first of all to both of our presenters, amazing resorts that have such unique wellness offerings, and so different depending upon what your clients want to experience. So thank you so much for joining us today and sharing more information. We do also have some additional upcoming webinars and kind of continuing on with that same theme of focusing on specific topics. We have wellness, and that is going to be on August 6th and also 8th, the Tuesday and Thursday. And you can see the properties that are going to be featured there. We have Cameron Golf and Wellness in Spain, the Europe in Killarney, as well as we'll hear more from Courtney about the Corcovado Wilderness Lodge. And then Amrit as well will also be joining us. Then in September, we're going to be focused on families and family activities, and specifically Nemacolin in Pennsylvania has some amazing activities, more than 100 on property that they'll discuss, as well as the Salamander in Washington, D.C. So we'll have 2 webinars focused on that, September 3rd and 5th. And then lastly, we'll talk about our Ireland properties. So the 4 Ireland hotels will be joining us to talk about the full itinerary that we have to offer in Ireland, and that will take place October 15th and 17th. You can find the full listing of all the webinars coming up at the new website, which is the CalliopeCollective.com. In addition to the webinars, we also now are adding additional ways to be able to engage with the collection. So for example, if you're attending Virtuoso Travel Week, you can sign up for ways to meet with us there. We also have road shows, FAM opportunities as well are being posted on that website on our calendar. So go ahead over there and check it out. Lots of ways to be able to engage, as I mentioned, and then also additional information about the hotels to be able to give you more resources to be able to sell to your customers and clients. Also, if you aren't already following us on social, these are our different handles for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So you can stay connected with us there as well. And thank you so much for joining us today. I'll be sure to send out the answers to those few questions that we had answered for you. And we hope to see you on a future webinar again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.